You know the movie Borat. It's a very popular political comedy, but it's actually very deep and has a philosophy.
I go to America!
And in this video, we analyze it scene by scene and reveal the political messages it gives.
My name is Borat, I come from Kazakhstan.
First things first, Borat's a fictional journalist from Kazakhstan. He goes to the United States for cultural learning for his glorious country. He has intentionally every stereotype you could imagine about a backward foreigner.
What is the best gun to defend from a Jew?
And Borat, yes, he's from Kazakhstan, but actually the country Kazakhstan, I mean the real one, isn't important here. Kazakhstan isn't chosen to mock, it's the reflection of Western stereotypes about others. You know the opening scene, weapons training is given in kindergarten, horses and donkeys are on the roads, and even they push the car with horses. Just camels and desert are missing, because they are underdeveloped. It's how some Westerners imagine life in places they see as less developed. And that's the point. Sacha Baron Cohen holds up a mirror to the Americans.
Very nice, how much?
When Borat's journey to the USA begins, he encounters Americans and the real brilliance starts. By the way, all these people Borat interviews in the movie are real people, not actors. And they don't know Borat's a fictional character. They think Borat's from Kazakhstan and is making a documentary about the USA. So their behavior is 100% real. For example, the rodeo scene. Borat starts by appearing to support the crowd's patriotic fervor, but after he signs an absurd version of the Kazakhstan anthem. The crowd supporting Borat a few minutes ago started to yell at him. This scene exposes how fragile national pride can be. Borat might seem like he's just there to mock or criticize right-wing Americans. And yeah, sure, he's literally pooping in front of Trump Tower. But when you dig deeper, it's not that simple. Take the dinner party scene, for example. Borat acts wild. He greets people by kissing their noses, shows everyone a picture of his son with his penis out, and says erotic to a woman right in front of her husband. What's interesting here is how the Americans at the table react. They're uncomfortable, sure, but they really try to tolerate him, maybe too much. This scene feels like it's pointing out something deeper, like how sometimes people go overboard trying to be polite or culturally sensitive. It's the way some people handle diversity or respect for other cultures, almost to the point where they let ridiculous things slide because they don't want to seem offensive. One of the most politically charged moments in the film is the scene where Borat wants a suitable gun to kill Jews. First, the shopkeeper's reaction is deeply unsettling. Instead of questioning what Borat says, he suggests an appropriate firearm. It might also criticize capitalism that only cares about selling things and doesn't have ethics. The weird thing, the firearms dealer hands him a Desert Eagle, a pistol co-designed and built by Israel Military Industries. It might be another message of the movie. Borat isn't just a comedic character, he's a philosophical tool. Instead of asking questions, Borat behaves so ridiculously that people's masks slip. For example, this scene where he meets a group of frat boys.
Do you have slaves here?
No slaves.
We wish.
They let their guard down around Borat and express views that are sexist, racist and mostly problematic. Without Borat, these attitudes might stay hidden. Additionally, Borat has some characteristics. They aren't chosen randomly, but each has a political message. For example, Borat's culturally very ignorant and naive, and doesn't know much about Western social norms, and it causes him to behave weirdly. This might serve as a critique of people thinking Western culture is universal and inherently correct. Also, you see Borat's very nationalist. He thinks Kazakhstan is the most superior, and other countries are run by little girls. By the way, he calls himself the greatest journalist in Kazakhstan. This characteristic critiques extreme nationalism and too much pride for the nation. Also, Sacha Baron being a Jew makes Borat very anti-Semitic, maybe almost a Nazi. It's a critique of nonsense anti-Semitism in the world. Also, Borat's racist, sexist and homophobic. He's mostly making a parody of extreme right-wing people. Moreover, Borat tries to go to California just for Pamela Anderson. Borat's obsession with her isn't just a running joke, it's a metaphor for the American dream. Pamela represents an idealized version of success, beauty and fame. Borat's quest to marry her is a satirical take on the pursuit of happiness, and it shows how this dream can be absurd and unattainable. Also, in the second Borat movie, Borat suppressed coronavirus by traveling the world, so he critiques conspiracy theories about COVID-19. He experiences the polarization of the America in 2020 elections and almost got lynched by Trump's supporters. Moreover, via his daughter, he critiques misogyny. Nearly 2 decades after its first release, Borat remains as relevant as ever. Its satire exposes uncomfortable truths about prejudice, and in a world where political correctness and cancel culture dominate the conversation, Borat challenges us to confront difficult topics with humor. I really appreciate you subscribing to this channel. New videos are coming, and I've made a similar video about Breaking Bad. You can watch it by clicking this. See you in the next video.